Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pork Podcast, take number 5, episode 2.
Oh my god.
So, we might have had some technical difficulties last night.
Just some.
Not gonna lie, but, hey, we're here now. We're excited. We're rested.
We recorded for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Until like 1 a.m.
And we were having a lot of issues, so, we're trying this again.
Yay.
Take number 5, and if this one fails, then we're just gonna give up for this week and move on to next
we're
week.
Sorry.
We'll probably release like this segment saying like, we're sorry.
Yeah, we'll release a sorry segment, but hopefully that doesn't happen and you get to hear this wonderful podcast.
Yes.
Alright, so I am Joey Inghas, the Gangsta Piggy, and I am joined by
Anthony, the savvy piggy.
And Austin, the bum piggy.
I like the voice you put on there.
and welcome to the Pork Podcast. Now, before we get started, we would like to thank everybody who has been supporting us. Yay!
We love you guys. Seriously, you guys are the bomb.com.
Yes.
I mean, our first podcast, released just a week ago, and over 200 views and over 30 subscribers. Like, thank you guys.
Yeah,
we
I'm
were
proud.
not expecting that at all. We were just kind of like, oh, wow. They actually care about what we're doing. Because without you guys, we are just 3 kids recording in my basement.
Yep.
And that's not fun.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. We're gonna get started in a second. I'm going to stop it here, take a little break just to make sure that everything's working before we go any farther ahead, but we'll be back in just a second. Alright, that was just a quick audio check to make sure we didn't have to do this another time. It looks like we're good at this point, so far so good for take number 5. Yay! That deserves a round of applause because we are all tired of doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll try and keep it interesting, so we're going to go with the same setup as last time. Each of us will have our own segment. The segments might have changed between Austin and Anthony. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But anyways, we're going to start it out with gaming this week, and our first topic is Obsidian wants to make another Fallout.
Let them do it!
Please, this needs to
For
happen
the 5th
already.
time, let them do it!
We're begging you, Bethesda, let it happen.
Literally, like, I think that's been in every single outtake.
Yep.
Let them do it!
Because Anthony has not been original for this first segment.
Well,
so.
that's because I'm actually really passionate about this, because I love Fallout New Vegas.
Right.
Fallout New Vegas is my favorite, 3D Fallout. And I know why Bethesda's so hesitant is because I think they did a better job in a shorter time span.
He's talking about Obsidian, and
That
Obsidian
must
was the
sting,
creator of
And
New Vegas.
and then Bethesda is the creator of Fallout 3, which Obsidian keeps begging for the license from Bethesda to make the game.
Right.
Yeah.
It must sting for Bethesda, though, because it's like, it must suck. It's like, oh, these guys made a better game with our license. That's kind of lame, so why would we let them do it when we want to do a great job?
Yeah.
Not saying that Fallout 3 is bad, but Fallout New Vegas is a lot better.
Yeah. I just like the way that faction systems work better in New Vegas and stuff.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Alright, so moving on to these wonderful show notes that I've complained about in probably 3 out of the 5 outtakes. But, we don't really have any Fallout DLC
I got
predictions.
one now.
He does.
Take
Take number
It's
5,
changed.
and he finally has a prediction, ladies and gentlemen.
See, while I was sleeping between takes, I actually thought of one. I think it'd be cool to go in Canada, because if you know anything about Fallout lore, there's there's a city in Canada. I think Vancouver became this utopia place, so it'd be really cool to visit there.
That would be cool.
Interesting.
Yes.
Alright, well, moving forward with that, then, I think all of us can agree that we would be more excited to see mod support first,
Yes, definitely.
and then DLC, because once mod support comes out, then we can make the game what we want, and, until that's there, Fallout's kind of becoming a bland game. We're running out of quests
yeah.
way too early on,
Sadly.
and, so I think this would be some much-needed DLC or mod support.
And the thing I've noticed about Fallout 4, it doesn't have as much replay value as Fallout New Vegas or even Fallout 3.
Right.
I know, because it's very story driven, very I want to find my son.
Yes.
So when you're trying to play for example, I started a Hannibal Lecter character, and it's you start a Hannibal Lecter character, it's I just want my son Sean. It's well, this isn't right,
Yep,
So
exactly.
it just makes replaying and role playing just a little bit harder with that voice protagonist.
Yeah,
I
I tried doing it with a female character. It's just hard to get back into that. Even with a different performance, oh, this is hard to do, but I don't know why.
Right. Alright, well, speaking of DLC, let's segue into the fact that DICE, the creator of the new Star Wars Battlefront, has only released... Actually, it hasn't. It hasn't released an official statement on DLC. The only thing that they've released was responding to a tweet stating that there will be no Force Awakens DLC for Battlefront, as well as no prequel DLC.
Sigh about that Force Awakens DLC, 'cause that
Basically, that news states that Battlefront's going to stop selling in a couple months, and then it's never going to start up again.
Its user base is already dying.
sucks.
Exactly.
That is true,
And
according to statistics.
you know, the sad part is that this last week, I went and played Star Wars Battlefront 2 again, and you know, I realized that Battlefront didn't really. The new one didn't capture any of the magic that the old one had. No more command posts, no more classes. The hero levels didn't go to the best player.
Space battles.
Space battles, yes, and
Yeah.
Galactic Conquest was such a good mode that I loved playing, but there's not enough planets even in Battlefront for this to happen, and I really think by not adding in Force Awakens content, they're really missing the ball.
Yeah, and also going back to what you're talking about space battles, I know they added Fighter Squadron. It just doesn't
Right.
hold up to what space battles were. Because space battles, you weren't trying to like really. Yeah, there's dogfighting elements,
But you were trying to get on the
Yeah.
enemy's like main ship and then destroy things inside.
it was more infiltration sort of stuff,
yeah,
which is cool.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, yes.
So, Austin, any thoughts on this before we move on?
Well, it's like, I feel like Battlefront, like, excuse me, the DICE one, it captures the spirit of the original trilogy fine, with those planets and the movie-accurate sound effects, but it really doesn't capture just, like, any gaming magic. It's just like a first-person shooter with a Star Wars skin, and I hate to say that, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's true, and the only thing that makes it different is the characters, the heroes, and even then, it's like, there's only, like, really, like, a few good ones.
Yeah, it's a Star Wars game. It's not a Battlefront game.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, going back, if you go back and you play the original Battlefront, like Battlefront 1 and 2, and you take away all those Star Wars elements, and you just like make it a World War II game, it still stands alone by itself. It could still be a good game, because the elements they have in there and the gameplay mechanics would still work without that Star Wars skin. If you take that away from Battlefront, it's just a hollow shooter.
Right.
There's nothing there.
Right. Agreed.
It's sad.
All right. Well, speaking of shooters,
Good segue.
the new Walking Dead game
Oh, that was a good segue. That was
Overkill.
Pretty good.
It was delayed to 2017. Wah, wah, wah.
Rip.
I mean, it's a good thing for Overkill because they had the company invest $50 million into them. So now they can release the game in Asian markets, and they can continue to pump out DLC for Payday 2. And if any of you guys have played Payday 2 on PC with the DLC, they release DLC all the time, but it's always at such a high quality that the fan base just keeps coming back and back. Even the Goat Simulator one.
The Goat Simulator crossover.
Yes, even that one is amazing, okay? So, if you have a PC and you haven't played Payday 2, I don't know what you're doing. You need to play that, and you need to play another game that we'll talk about shortly.
Dun, dun, dun.
Haha.
Another good segue.
So,
He
anyways,
sleeps, and now he has all the great segues.
exactly. So, how do you guys feel, though, about the delay?
Very disappointed. I was actually very excited for I wanted to see what they could do, but however, with this new investment that they have, I hope that'll like improve the quality of the game itself.
The narrative.
The narratives.
Right.
Like they'll be able to hire on better writers, and you said they're working very closely with Robert Kirkman.
Yes, yes.
So I think as sad as it is that we're not getting it this year, it's gonna be better for the game in the long run.
Agreed. Austin?
And also maybe with this, they'll add. Sorry, Austin. But with this, maybe
It's alright.
they'll have time to add multiplayer elements.
Huh, maybe. Interesting take.
Yeah.
Austin?
I have no comment on this because Walking Dead just isn't my thing.
Alright.
See, now I don't feel bad for interrupting you.
Exactly.
Alright, we're gonna move on to this next topic, and that Anthony won't be talking about this one much until later on.
Yeah.
But the MX rumors for Nintendo's new console.
Ooh.
Rumors have been flying all over the place, and in the past week, rumors have kind of kicked up a notch. An analyst states that he believes that the portable part of the NX will release in 2016, and the console part of it will release in 2017. Now, I think it's kind of common knowledge of gamers now that pay attention to the news at all, that we're pretty certain that Nintendo's next console is going to be a hybrid. It's going to be a 3DS and a Wii U successor. So, meaning you could take your controller on the go and use it as a portable console, or you can use it with the system. And I think it's a really interesting idea. I know Austin is kind of irritated with the fact that it's a gimmick, but I would argue that Nintendo is all about the gimmicks, and you don't have Nintendo without the gimmicks.
I mean, the NES and the SNES weren't really gimmicks.
They were. The NES came with Rob.
Well, yeah, but like
fair.
you didn't.
And with the duck hunt gun.
But those were optional. Like you didn't need like those. But for the Wii U, it's like I can't buy it without the gamepad
That's kinda
optional.
true. Like even if you go back to like the Power Glove or whatever, that was like just an accessory. You know?
Right, but what about the Nintendo 64's analog stick?
Well, that was
Without the Nintendo 64's analog stick, we wouldn't have analog sticks. So how's that gimmick?
Well,
I thought that was introduced with the Genesis.
No,
Really?
no, the N64 introduced the analog stick.
I mean, yeah, like some of it worked. This is like I feel like this one's like it's so like weird. It's like really it's just like a portable like controller. Like that just sounds wrong. It's like I'd rather have like an NX and then maybe just like another 3DS.
No,
And there's also,
no.
the thing is that this opens up more problems because parents aren't very smart when it comes to buying stuff for their kids.
We love you, parents.
We
but
love you,
it's
but
true.
like when Christmas comes around, they're not gonna know that the controller, like they're not gonna know that there's a $200 controller you need to buy with your other $200 console.
Right.
You know.
But I mean, I also think that it'd be a good thing if they released them at separate times because then I'd be fine with just getting the controller part of it this year. Give me something new from Nintendo and I'll be fine. Because, as I've talked about in previous takes, if you look at things like the iPhone, the iPad Air, the iPad Pro, the Surface, you've got these really great devices that are in a compact size that have the greatest processing power ever. So you put that processing power into a new controller, then you could have high caliber games whether you're playing on the console or on the go. I'm talking, like, even a higher quality than some of the Vita games. Definitely a higher quality than 3DS games. I mean, don't get me wrong, 3DS games are great, but when it comes to textures and video quality and, you know, it's kind of lacking. And I think that in this day and age now, it doesn't need to be lacking anymore. It can be a very good standalone console that's also really good as a controller. I think it could work. Another rumor that I was actually reading last night before we all went to sleep so we could try this again was that the controller might also have a VR element.
Oh, that's kind of pushing it too far.
That's too far. Well, actually,
I don't think so though because VR is huge and
right now it's just everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
The Oculus is actually doing really good, isn't it?
yeah, Oculus is doing great. HTC's Vive is doing really good as well. And I think that the negativity should be held to a minimum until we see it.
I don't know. I'm just like it's only because I don't like VR. I think I've always thought it was a gimmick, and it's like that's not changing.
Actually,
Even with all of this Oculus and the HTC thing, Vive, whatever it is, I've always hated it.
I've seen some really good implements of it though. Like the best I've actually seen the Oculus is actually for a game called Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. Because it like there's no way you can cheat. It's really brilliant. I don't know if you've ever played that game, but it's the ultimate party game. Go check it out.
It's a good game.
Speaking of party games,
Look at that segue. Rocket
nice.
League. Yay. Okay. So we know we're a little late to the party on
Just
this one.
a little late.
But it's okay. It's okay because we're playing it now. So I got a gaming PC like a month ago and I had $20 to burn. So I was like, what's the best game on Steam right now that I could get for $20? So I bought Rocket League and Anthony and Austin got to play it as well, so let's hear about their first impressions. Anthony, go first.
what am I doing right now, Joey?
2 thumbs up!
Yes, I am.
Man, like the previous 4 takes.
But it was so simplistic yet so much fun. I didn't realize that it's how do I explain it? It's almost therapeutic, really. You know, just like there's nothing. You don't have to put a lot of mental effort into it.
Right.
And it's just 5-minute matches. Like you finish one match, it's like just one more, and then it's 5 hours later.
Right, exactly. Austin?
It's so stupid and simple it works. It's like it's literally it's like cars with soccer. It's like who would think that would work in like a million years? But behold, it's like this game comes out and it's really fun. It's like the junk food of games. It's like you can't have just one match. You got to keep going for it.
It's the game nobody wanted, but everybody loves.
Yeah.
Very true.
That's my impression of the game. I feel like this is the game that I have a Steam controller, and I tried playing with Borderlands 2, and the fact that it only has one analog stick really bothers me because I grew up with the PS1 and then the 360 and now the Xbox One, so I've always been used to the dual analog setup, and only having one is really, really weird to me, so I can't use it for a lot of games, but I feel like Rocket League is the perfect kind of game for the Steam controller because I love the ergonomics of the controller. I can't use it with certain games, but this game is simple enough that I can use it with it and still have a good time.
It's like comfortable in your hands, but that trackpad, I just wish you could
Right.
like pop that out and put an analog stick there.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, but no, Rocket League is a great game.
Yes.
It won Sports Game of the Year last year, I believe, with a lot of
It's not a
big-
sports game.
But no. Don't count it out just because it has the sports game title. Yes, there's a soccer ball. Yes, there's nets. Yes, it's on a field. But it is so much more than that. I mean, give it a chance.
It's more of a physics game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the physics in that game are amazing.
Yeah.
And, so if you don't have it, check it out. It's on PC and PS4 coming to Xbox One in 2 months.
Yeah, the last thing I'm going to say about Rocket League is that it's the perfect game for, like, basically the way I play games. I have one narrative game, and then I have my one multiplayer game.
Right.
So Rocket League's that perfect game to, like, let's say you're playing Last of Us, you're like, oh man, you're really getting emotionally involved. Like, I need a break from this.
Right.
Just play Rocket League. It's fantastic.
Speaking of 2 games that you play at the same time, to finish out the gaming
Okay,
segment.
that was a bit of a stretch.
That was a stretch of a segue.
Anyways, what are we all playing? And then we'll take a break after that, and then we'll be back with movies. But Austin, what are you playing right now?
I'm playing Halo 5 single-player campaign, and then Shovel Knight for the 5th time.
Yay, Anthony.
Wait, is it your 5th time playing the game? Or
No,
is it-
my 5th time talking about what games I'm playing.
Little fun fact about Austin, he actually has played Shovel Knight like 10 times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a achievement hunter. But anyways, I'm taking a blast to the past. I'm playing my Xbox 360 again. It's not that old, but I'm going back to Xbox 360 because I'm very excited for Mafia 3. So I'm playing Mafia 2 right now again, and I'm also playing some Fallout New Vegas.
Ah, gotcha.
Fancy.
I am currently playing Halo 5's multiplayer. I think it's just so good. It's so good. I'm not even a fan of Warzone, and I probably play the Halo 5 multiplayer daily just because I love going in there. I love getting rec packs and skins on my weapons and all that. I just picked up Rocket League, so I'll probably be playing a lot of that on my PC. And then the other game that I've been playing is Madden 16. And, with the AFC Championship and NFC Championship on...
Today.
Yeah, today. Hopefully, as this is posted.
That's why we're trying really hard to. Well, actually, we already have the Let's Play out. Go check it out.
Yes.
Self-promotion for the win.
The Let's Play is out. I played as the Broncos. Anthony played as the Patriots. We had a real good time with it. We called the game at halftime because one person might have blown out the other one.
I'm really good at Madden. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No spoilers.
No spoilers.
If you don't like sports, go. You'll still enjoy it.
It's very, very funny. Austin, would you say it was funny?
I don't like football, and I laughed a few times. So if you don't like sports, give it a watch, and you'll get a laugh out
And
of
then
it.
if you like sports, go and watch it because, go Broncos. Or go Patriots or go Panthers or go whoever you like, just go them.
Score that home run.
Yes.
No, just don't listen to that. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. All right.
I don't watch football that much, but I still know it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
Same
Okay.
thing, right?
Well, thank you guys for listening to the gaming segment. We'll be back in a few with the movies.
And we're back to the movie section. Now you're probably thinking, why is Austin hosting the movie section? Well, that's because we're switching it up a little bit, and I'm gonna start doing movie reviews on this channel. So we're gonna figure that out. But anyways, yeah. So Anthony's gonna take over Piggy Talk, and I'm gonna take over movies. We have a lot to talk about in the movies, so let's get started with the biggest thing, and probably our favorite thing: Suicide Squad hype.
Hype, 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 hype.
Hype.
Great trailer. Oh my god.
That is
yeah.
probably the best trailer I've seen in a long time.
I agree.
It literally rivals the Deadpool trailer. Actually, you know what? I
It's
take it back.
better.
It's better than
It's
Deadpool
better
trailer.
than
It
the
is.
Deadpool trailer.
Because I love the Deadpool trailer because it has this song that perfectly works for Deadpool, but it can only drive that one theme because it's just that one style of song. The thing about Bohemian Rhapsody, which is the song they used in Suicide Squad, is that it's just this. Well, it's this Rhapsody. And it has so many different moods, and it just captures the manic style of the Suicide Squad. Like, you have, the dramatic opening. You have, that kind of, da-da-da-da-da-da, like the whole loopy little Galileo sequence. And then you have, the hard rock in there. It perfectly captures Suicide Squad.
Right.
There was a lot of great things in this trailer. Like, we saw a lot more Harley, which was always great to see. And, I really like where they're going with the character.
Yeah.
And then we got to see a lot more of Jared Leto's Joker, which is... Wow, it's amazing.
Oh, yes.
I think it's going to be great, because this is the first one after Ledger, but I feel like he's just going to take it more fun than he is more serious.
Yeah, I was a little worried, but now I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
seen
not
that.
at all. All right. Well, I want to say my favorite quote.
Okay,
yeah, go
well,
for
I'll
it.
say our favorite lines from the trailer. Joey, go.
Okay, so there's a part in the trailer where Harley Quinn's like surrounded by everybody, and she's like, "What? You think I should kill them all?" And then everybody's like looking at her, and she's like, I'm just kidding." And then everybody,
voices.
yeah, and then that's sorry, it's the little voices in my head, and then she's like, "Just kidding." And then you assume her to say, "I don't have any voices in my head," but no, she's like, "Just kidding. That's not what they really said." Greatest thing
Yeah.
ever.
Also, just a little touch on Margot Robbie's version of Harley Quinn. I really love that she's paying homage to the original animated series Harley Quinn. Like, she's not gonna capture that voice perfectly. Like, even Tara Strong, like when she did the Arkham video games, like she really set that voice for what Harley Quinn should sound like.
Yeah.
And Margot Robbie's not gonna try and replicate that because she's not gonna try. You can't be Tara Strong.
Right.
Let's just honest.
Yeah.
But she's still like keeping with that like kind of quirky New York, like from the Bronx sort of thing. I love it.
It works.
Yeah. And anyways, so my favorite line from the movie was when Jared Leto paid a little homage to the 1980s Batman. So in the 1980s Batman, Jack Nicholson says, "I wonder where he gets all those new toys." And then in this one, the trailer, Jared Leto says, "I can't wait to show you my new toys." And it was just, it was like a little tiny homage, but you could totally get it.
It was awesome.
Man, I love all the lines in the trailer, and if my favorite was the Jared Leto one, but I'll pick a different one. It was when Will Smith. It was like when they were outside. So it was like, so is this like cheerleading tryouts? Because it was like better than like the first Comic-Con footage, where it was like, so what is this? Some sort of a Suicide Squad? It's like, oh my God, Will, stop.
Yeah. I was kind of worried about the dialogue from that first trailer. The dialogue was like, man, what is this?
And that's something that I love from this trailer to that one. It's like you can tell like the first trailer they were trying to play it like really serious, but now it's like, you know what? It's a crazy idea, so we're just gonna go crazy with it.
And I think a lot of that had to do with it being a Comic-Con trailer. Like, people take like at Comic-Con, people are gonna take those things more seriously and get more in the moment with it.
Exactly.
So I think it just has something to do with it. But no, I'm very, very excited.
Speaking of excitement, next topic: most anticipated movies.
Of 2016.
So someone asked us in the comments, Pink Pig, thank you so much for your suggestion, and we're going to tell you our most anticipated movies. Joey, you can start us off.
All right. At my number 5 pick, I'm picking Zootopia. A lot of you guys probably know Zootopia from the trailer with the sloth. It was awesome. It was the greatest trailer ever. It was so funny. Okay, so I'm hyped for that movie. That's my animated movie of the year. At number 4, I'm gonna go with Batman vs Superman. I think that a lot of people are, scared that they've seen a lot of the movie already from the trailers and stuff, and I know that that's a popular opinion in this room alone. But we have not at least seen one character. We haven't seen Aquaman, and Aquaman is who I'm looking forward to seeing. So I want to see how much he's in that movie. Sticking with the superhero theme, Suicide Squad is my number 3 because that trailer just, oh my gosh, it fueled me with so much hype for this movie.
Right.
Like, wow, okay. And then number 2, Captain America Civil War. I think that there's going to be something big that happens in this movie, It's going to be the introduction to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and the design for that we still haven't seen. You got Black Panther being played by one of my favorite actors, Chadwick Boseman from 42. But I think that one of our favorite heroes might meet their end in this film.
I think so too.
I agree.
They're really beating up Iron Man. You never know.
Yeah, I know. So I'm interested to see what happens there. But then my number 1 anticipated film of this year is Star Wars Rogue One. And I don't think that that comes out as a surprise. But I'm excited to see what they do with it. We haven't seen a lot on it yet, which isn't surprising considering we're still in that Force Awakens window and not really into that closer to Rogue One than we are far away from Force Awakens. But I'm interested to see what they do with it. The rumor came out last week that Darth Vader might be in the film, and I think that would be amazing. And, Star Wars hype is just, it's real. And it's the only Star Wars film I'm getting in the next 2 years. Well, until Episode 8, because that was delayed from May to December, sadly.
We had that super long dry period of Star Wars movies.
Right, exactly. We went 10 years without a live action film. Now we're getting one every single year, and that's great to me. So that's why that one's my most anticipated.
All right.
Sweet.
Well, I don't have a top 5, but I do have a top 3, and it's very, very. Joey's doing his little hand things, or they're trying to make fun of me. But I have a top 3, and it's a very what's it called? Very different.
Diverse.
Yeah, there you go. Diverse. It's a very diverse list. So my number 3 is Suicide Squad / Deadpool, because I kind of put those hand in hand, because basically Suicide Squad is DC's Deadpool. Let's be honest. 'Cause they're both taking that step in that adult direction. That's why they're at my number 3. My number 2 is Secret Life of Pets.
No.
No, there's so many celebrities in that movie. It's ridiculous.
I mean,
But I saw the trailer during, I think it was Goosebumps we saw or something like that, and it looks so funny. I can't wait for it. I have a soft spot for those animated movies. But also my number 1 is a little movie called Hail Caesar.
Yes.
That looks
So excited for
funny.
that movie. That's just my style, you know.
Yeah.
Like that. Like it looks like an '80s movie. It does.
Right.
And it's so corny, and like they know it's corny. They're just having a grand old time. And it's George Clooney, Jonah Hill, Scarlett Johansson, Channing Tatum. Like, it's gonna be great.
Got a good cast going.
It's a very great cast.
All right, so I have 5. All right, so number 5 is Warcraft. Now I haven't played any of Warcraft, but just the world, it looks interesting, and like I'm just excited to see what they do with it. 'Cause like this has been like one of those movies that's been like talked about forever, and it's finally getting made. So it's like it's more of a movie I'm excited for the fans than myself. Then number 4 would be Star Wars Rogue One. We haven't heard a lot about it, but you know, Star Wars, and who doesn't love Star Wars? Number 3, X-Men Apocalypse, because I loved Days of Future Past, and I love all the actors in it. I'm just excited to see where they go with it. Number 2, Deadpool, because I mean, I'm happy they're doing Deadpool right instead of that abomination that was in Origins Wolverine.
We don't
with
talk
his
about that.
Mouth shut. Oh man.
Oh, and then he had like the blades for hands, like Wolverine style. Oh my god.
It was so stupid. And
So
then
bad.
then my number 1 hyped anticipated movie of the year is Suicide Squad, and it was just because of that trailer. Because it was just like, I love it now. Like I just want everything Suicide Squad.
Yes, I think Suicide Squad is gonna be a definite like fan favorite. I don't know if it's gonna get, if it does get any like, you know, Golden Globe nods or Academy nods, I'm gonna be very surprised.
That'd be cool.
But superhero movies just don't usually get that. And
Right.
It's quite sad.
I think the only superhero movie to ever do that was The Dark Knight. But if you, it's even then if you consider it a superhero movie.
Yeah.
A lot of people consider it like an action drama.
I consider it like a crime thriller. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So next. All right. Oh, whoops. Sorry. So we have like a list here from IMDb. I'm sorry, about the top 10 most popular 2016 movies, and how it works is like you search, like it's based on searches, like how many of these movies got searches. So I'm gonna let Anthony take over this one.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah. So basically, how it calculates is that every time a movie is searched, IMDb will keep a tab on that. So this is what they compiled over, I think, like 2 months. So the number 10 most popular movie for 2016 releases is Captain America: Civil War. Number 9 is Hail Caesar. Number 8 is 999. Number 7 is Free State of Jones, which is going to be starring Matthew McConaughey. It's like a Civil War epic. I'm actually pretty excited for that. Number 6 is 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Looks good.
Okay. Number 5 is The Fifth Wave. That actually came out.
We don't talk about
We
that.
heard that wasn't very good. Number 4 is The Forest. Number 3 is Deadpool. Number 2 is 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. I got the accent. Sorry. And number 1 is Batman versus Superman.
I mean, it's coming out soon, so I guess that the hype is there, and, you know, it's
Yeah.
the first film in the new direction for DC, so that makes sense. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, so I just thought that was an interesting list.
Yeah. All right. So we got one more topic here, and Anthony's also going to take over this one. It's the most anticipated TV shows. So Anthony,
Yes.
have it.
I've always said that I'm the TV guy, Austin's the movie guy. You know, that's just kind of how we divide it up, so we can get more, you know, so we can just get more of a variety and talk about it with each other. But my most anticipated TV show coming out is the return of Better Call Saul. Absolutely loved the first season. I thought I laughed like through so much of that show. And I was a big fan of Breaking Bad, so when that went off the air and it was like it ended very perfectly. I'm so happy to see that Saul got a little spin-off, because he's my favorite character in Breaking Bad.
Interesting.
Right.
Joey, what are your most anticipated shows?
Alright, so, my first most anticipated TV show for the first half of this year would be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I know that some people, you know, aren't a fan of it because, you know, you kind of have to watch that in order to understand what's going on in the movies, but I've been a fan of it since the beginning, and I've watched since the beginning, and I've really grown to have a connection with a lot of the characters, and that show actually made me tear up. a couple episodes before it went on break, and that's hard to do. And the reason is because you've got your best friends, and they've grown up together, they went to school together, blah blah blah, they're inseparable, and the audience knows that there's something more there, like relationship wise, but it's just like never explored, and they just like barely touched on it. But then it was like they couldn't because of the circumstances, and it was really well done. It was really well done, and I won't make any analogies on this because I got in trouble for that last time. But moving into my second show.
You just described the plot of Spider-Man 2, by the way.
I did, but in the end of that, the woman dies.
Yeah.
So
Rip.
All those people who talk crap about Tobey Maguire, at least he kept his woman alive.
yeah, exactly.
Very true.
All right, so oh snap. Okay, so moving into my other anticipated TV show is the second half of The Walking Dead season, and the reason I'm excited for this is because they brought on a new actor. I believe his name is Billy D. Morgan.
Something like that, yeah.
And he was an actor on Supernatural, actually, and he's coming over to play Negan. Now, Negan is probably one of the most evil people in the comics.
Governor times 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Even more than that.
Yeah.
He is menacing. But anyways, I'm excited to see where they take that. And a little fun fact about the new guy playing Negan. He, along with the girl who plays Maggie on The Walking Dead, Lauren Cohen, will be Thomas and Martha Wayne in Batman vs Superman. Which is going to be very interesting, and I'm excited to see that done.
I wonder if they're actually going to have, like, large speaking roles, just little cameos.
It'll probably be just a little cameo. It'll just be like Batman's background. But
I can imagine all the Walking Dead fans just, like, piling into the Batman vs Superman theater and just yeah, Negan!
And then they just leave.
Yeah, and then after, like, they see them die, it's like...
Yep. Alright, so, yeah.
Alright, so I only have 2 most anticipated shows because I like TV, but I'm not, like, into it as much as, like, Anthony is. So, my first one would be It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Say What You Want, that show is hilarious. It's probably one of the best comedies on TV right now. So, very excited for that. And then number 2, I know I'm the only one at this table, but Archer, because Archer is great. Phrasing, am I right, guys?
No phrasing.
Phrasing.
Band Phrasing
I have the-
2016.
I have the shirt.
Band Phrasing 2016. I'm all
Yes.
for it.
No,
If you're listening to the podcast, go use hashtag Band Phrasing 2016.
we're not banning phrasing.
We're banning it. It's been banned.
I have the shirt, so we can't ban it.
There's some people that I know, and they know that I have some very strong feelings against phrasing.
Yeah, but then again, I know people that love phrasing, so,
No.
No.
well,
Okay,
Phrasing is
we're
good.
moving on. That was the movie segment.
That, like, little stare down we had there.
Yeah.
It's like, phrasing.
We will be back in a second with the Pork Podcast.
I mean, the Piggy Talk?
Piggy Talk.
Silly boy.
I wasn't done talking. Alright, we'll see you guys in a second.
Hello, we have returned with Piggy Talk. All right. As you can see, I've taken over Piggy Talk because Austin will be doing a lot of movie stuff for our channel.
Yes.
And so, actually, speaking of movie stuff and Austin doing stuff for the channel, let's talk about the future of our channel.
Good segue.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. So, what plans do we all have for pushing our channel forward and pushing out more content for you guys?
Well, first off, the first thing is Let's Plays. We
Yes.
want to push out Let's Plays. Our first one is up on the channel right now. It's for the AFC Championship
Very
game.
funny.
Yes, go check that out, please. We love the support. But anyways, we want to do more of Let's Plays. I personally am trying to work on some things so I can bring you guys tech reviews on the iPad, on iPhone, Android too. You guys let us know what you want us to review,
Yes,
and we will
yeah.
review it. Whether it's movies, TV shows, video games, or tech, just let us know. Let us know in the comment
Everything.
section, please.
And then Austin, what are you doing in terms of movie reviews?
So I'm gonna do like movie reviews, and it's like for right now, anyways. It's called the Academy Road. So I'm gonna review all the movies in the best picture category, and starting off with Mad Max. So that should be up around Wednesday or Thursday. So check out for that, please.
Awesome. Okay, and also, you may notice that Andrew is not here this week. I think you probably can figure out why.
Yeah, technical difficulties. That's just we're sorry. Andrew will be here next week.
He will
We
definitely
promise.
be
We promise.
Yes. Now we have a little Q&A section ready here.
Yes.
All right,
So
if you have any questions after this week, please leave your questions down below in the comments. We'll be sure to answer all the questions that we can. Follow us on Twitter at Piglet Possey Media, or at just Piglet Possey, right?
Yes.
Yeah, at Piglet Possey, and use the hashtag Pork Podcast with your question.
Yeah.
And also, we're making a Facebook, we're making an Instagram. Leave your questions there. We will be sure to answer all of your questions. So starting off, we have our first question. What will you guys do when Leo doesn't win the Oscar?
All right, so I'm going to get really deep here. So, Anthony, cue the music. So when Leo doesn't win for this year's Oscar, we'll wait 40 years and watch Jake T. Austin play Leo DiCaprio in a movie where he doesn't win the Oscar, and then that movie will win the Oscar. Thank you, everybody. Moving on.
Very good.
Oh man,
Thank you.
I was expecting something more dramatic there. That was really informative. All right, second question. What is all of our favorite Marvel movie?
Mine's Fantastic with Miles
Stop.
Teller.
Okay, seriously, we're running out of time here, so we gotta.
Alright, fine. Mine's Guardians of the Galaxy because it's pretty obvious why.
Yeah, I like that more than Avengers, honestly.
Very good.
Joey, what is your favorite Marvel movie?
My favorite Marvel movie would have to be Avengers 2, and I know that one kind of got mixed reviews, and you either love it or you hate it. I really liked all the new heroes and the way that they set up the future of the Marvel Universe. But like I've said in before, I think that possibly my favorite movie might change when it comes to Marvel because of Deadpool. So stay tuned for that. We'll have a review up for that as soon as we see it.
Oh yeah. Also my favorite Marvel movie is the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
Very good.
Because that was kind of just my first Marvel movie, man.
Respectable.
I loved it. Okay. So yeah, last question. This question is. Oh, by the way, So this question is from iTeens. Piglet Posse crossover. Piglet Posse iTeens crossover.
Please.
All we have to say is stay tuned because we have ideas and they're great.
We have some great plans. So if you like iTeens,
And if you like Piglet Posse, and if you like lightsabers,
don't spoil.
stay tuned.
Don't spoil.
Jeez.
All right.
Gosh.
All right. So that actually pretty much. Oh, wait, it doesn't conclude it.
Oh.
You probably forgot. You probably think I forgot, didn't you, Joey? No,
We're
salt.
not.
The salt is still there.
We're not.
Joey, I have a
salt
question
is
for you.
there.
Okay.
How do you spell posse?
Possey.
Ah, yeah.
The story will be saved for another time because
We're running out of time.
we're hungry.
Just know that. I know you guys probably noticed that there's some misspells. Like the channel is called is Posse with a P-O-S-S-Y, and then the
Everything else.
everything else is P-O-S-S-E-Y.
There's some miscommunication among us, and we know that you guys are like, oh, that's not how Posse is spelled regardless. We're trying to be original.
Yeah, we're trying to be original.
So thank you for your support, but we're doing it.
It's happening.
Okay.
We love you.
Yes.
Okay. So, that pretty much concludes all we have today.
Yes. All right.
Thank you all for tuning in.
We need to end with a question. So down in the comments section below, let us know what your favorite Marvel movie is. Also in the comments, please tell us what you want us to review, whether it's a video game, a movie, a TV show, tech, anything. Just please let us know. Also, criticisms, If you think we're doing a good job, then let us know. If you don't think we're doing a good job, let us know. We want to help entertain you guys. We're here to entertain.
Yes.
Yes, let us know if you want to see any Let's Plays in specific, like what you want to see us play.
Yes. And if you like this episode, please like it. If you disliked it, I guess you know where that button is. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're going to be pumping out hopefully 3 videos every week. That's the plan.
Yes.
A lot.
So we're going to try and stay up with that.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter at Piglet Posse.
Instagram, Piglet Posse.
Yes, ask us questions on there for next week's Q&A. Thank you guys for tuning in. Continue supporting us, and cue the shots.
Why is so many audience Shots!
Oh my god, look at the waves. Everybody!
It's like a solid bar.
Jesus.
Everybody!